Love story ever, right? And it's beautiful, right? Everyone say it's beautiful. Wow, cool, don't say it. But everyone say it's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so come here. All right, Juliet, go over there. All right, you're Romeo. Go over there. Okay, so this is what happens. Basically, there's this old town, whatever. I'm going to explain this in like 2 minutes. So if you could ride with me. Can everyone ride with me? All right, can I get a cool if you can ride with me? I'm going to literally try to explain this in 2 minutes. I don't like to talk long, and so I'm just going to go right into it. But it'll make sense, because we have to understand this is like one of our society's favorite love stories, okay? But we got Juliet. Everyone say hi, Juliet. And we got Romeo. Everyone say, what's up, Romeo? Perfect. So basically, there's this old town, whatever. There's two families. Romeo's part of one family. Juliet's part of the other. They hate each other, blah, blah, blah. It's this old kingdom, whatever. There's something that happens. I'm going to go through it quick. There's a party, okay? You're both coming. You're come from the center, both of you. Yeah. There's a party, and then they randomly bump into each other, bump into her. Oh! And then they're like, wow, you're really cute. But it's supposed to be this family's party only. He's not part of the family. He's not supposed to be there. Point that at yourself, dude. Okay, so he's not a part of the family, and he's there. But they kind of see each other. Yeah. Whoa, dude, chill. I'm chilling, bro. And then Juliet's kind of like, oh my God, he's so hot. Wow. And then Romeo's like, do that. You have to do it real quick. There you go. And so they like see each other. They fall in love. Oh, everyone go, oh. I'm not going to make you guys hug. That's going to be too awkward on stage. But they fall in love. But what happens? He has to leave the party. He's kind of getting found out, blah, 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 blah. What happens? But then he sneaks out. Party's over. She's over. Let's pretend you're in a big thingy. Tower. Yeah, thank you. Romeo comes, and he's like, oh my God, I love you so much. And you're like, I love you so much. Oh, we should get married, because that makes sense. You just met each other. That's cool. Good idea. Yeah, but okay, never mind. I'm not going to go there. But they're like, you know what? Hey, I need you to stand like this, though. Yeah. And he's like, we're going to get married. Okay, beautiful. They're going to make it happen. Friar, get over here. Whatever. Actually, you're after. You. Okay, so whatever. The night ends. Then, I need one more dude. Almost forgot. Right here. Yeah, real quick. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Juliet, you're out of the picture. Goodbye. Yeah, for now. Okay. I only need one. Yeah. So, you're a part of Juliet's family, and you're part of Romeo's family. Huh? Cool. So, what happens? He starts trifling or whatever, getting upset with Romeo. Yeah. Whoa. And then whatever, he steps in, then you die. I'm just kidding. I almost threw you off the stage.
I was about to say.
And then he's like, oh my gosh, and then you kill him. Dang. Oh. That was actually kind of impressive.
Am I dead now?
Yeah, you're dead. Goodbye. Thank you. Okay, the friar is supposed to, I might get this story mixed up. The details don't matter if I messed up the story, whatever. Juliet, come back. So, technically that happened after this, whatever. So this happened before that, whatever. They get married, friar say, I do.
Kiss the bride.
Whoa! I knew that was going to happen. Say I do.
I do.
Just kidding, don't do that. I'm a pastor. I could legally marry you right now. Don't do that. Just kidding. Don't listen to me when I say that. Okay, whatever. Friar, you married them. Open the Bible, marriage. Done. So, but then after he kills the guy, so he has to leave, you flee, blah, 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 blah. They tell Juliet, you come to Juliet, like he had to leave, blah, 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 this happened. And then they conjure up a plan. She's going to drink some poison, all right? Here's the poison. It's not real poison. It's going to make her seem like she's dead for 2 days, so drink it and die. Wow. A very slow, painful death. Cool, all right? But somehow the news makes it back to Romeo. Oh, wait. Romeo finally sneaks in. He's like, I'm gonna get her out of there. He finds her. Oh no. She's not actually dead. Remember, she's not actually dead, but you think she's dead, so you get poisoned and you die. Basically, and then you wake up, you take here's your little sword. You're gonna take his sword, and you're like, oh my God, my love, dead. Take the sword, and then stab yourself, thank you. Dead. And now they're both dead. Okay, thank you, everybody go. That was the fastest I could ever explain that, and it probably wasn't pretty. But do you get the point? How does that story, that's our love story. That is our society's love story. Now, there's obviously a lot of rom-coms, whatever, stuff like that. But do we understand the difference today between real love that Jesus defined for us or fake love that society offers us? Once we know the difference, we can begin to love like Jesus. Because today we're going to go through the process. We're going to dive into what fake love is. We're going to dive into what real love is, break it apart, and then actually know, oh, Jesus said it. He's like, oh yeah, that's real love. And then he said, like, to do it. It was pretty, and he's talked about it a lot. But Jesus showed us a great example. I want to look at one specific passage where he showed us such an amazing example of what real love looks like. But for us, we have to understand it, and there's a certain process we have to reach in our hearts to be able to love the way Jesus loved. And here's where it starts. Let's look at fake love. Everyone say fake. Fake. Love. Everyone say love. Everyone say fake love. I got fake people showing fake love. Okay, so thank you, Drake, for naming this one point. So, when you hear Romeo and Juliet, does that sound like a love story? Really? They both died. That's really love? Is that you got? That's my point. They couldn't live without each other. Oh, gross. That's disgusting. For real. Our greatest idea of love is that I can't be someone without you. It's actually a tragedy. Everyone say tragedy. The story of Romeo and Juliet is not beautiful. It's a tragedy because they couldn't be whole without someone. And some of you are like, well, that sounds like love. We'll get to real love here in a second. But they couldn't be anything without someone. They had to have that person. They couldn't be whole. They couldn't exist. They couldn't even find happiness without that person. It's a tragedy. It's not love. It's actually, in my opinion, it's just extreme feelings. But in reality, when we live like that, when we live only out of, oh, these are all my feelings. Oh, now I'm so despair, they're gone. When we live just in feelings, that makes us kind of animalistic, not human. Because what do animals do? They live on instinct and feelings. But what are we able to do? Think. We can process. So when we live like that, we're actually kind of demeaning ourselves because we're saying, I can't live like a human. I'm just going to live off emotions. And when we define love as this chemistry, and this is how you love someone is when you give your life for them, it's kind of a, and now you're like, lay down your life for your brother. That's a verse. But we define this love as like, I can't be whole without you. Because there's a different context when he says, I'm going to lay, when Jesus said that. We don't need to get into that. But that's kind of our definition of love. And that's really a fake version of love. To say like, I'm going to just get rid of myself if I can't have you. And let me explain the opposite, because I think some of you might be a little confused, and that's okay. Because technically, this is romantic love we're talking about, and I'm going to talk beyond just romantic love, but we really just do this with our friends. If we don't feel like they got our back, like, oh, they're fake. Or if we feel like as soon as something they do goes wrong, they're like, oh, that is awful, and like everything, or they don't seem like the person we want to be around. Like we include all of our feelings into basically all of our relationships so that love is just only based on what we get out of people, which is pretty selfish. It's saying I need to receive this specific feeling, emotion, friendship, whatever from you in order for this to be worth it. Which I'm like, man, is that really love? Because when I hear that, I see this image. And Kaden, you can bring up this chair. And this will help us understand the difference between fake love and real love. Because how do we change that? What is the difference between just only love is a feeling between friends and family or romantic others, whatever it is? How is it different? And it's actually kind of simple, because Jesus does the opposite. Not that he doesn't love us, but it'll make sense once we do this. And we're going to read a passage first, and then I'm going to explain kind of what he's saying by doing that. Because he kind of flipped this whole idea upside down. So let's read this scripture, John 13, 1 through 17, if you have your Bible. And this verse, I think, perfectly exemplifies what real love looks like. What real love looks like. Do we have that verse? I'm going to have to read it. I left my Bible in my backpack. Don't tell anybody. Sweet. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world. He loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, I'm not good with words, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from the Father and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands, my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew he was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." I need 2 more people real quick. I just want to do a specific example that's going to help everything understand. Yeah. No, you're tall. I need some maybe. You're going to be standing on a chair. I don't want you to fall down. Oh, did I already point? Are you coming up, girl? Yeah, that works. This works. Both of them. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So when I think about this verse, sometimes it may be hard to understand what the context of what Jesus was doing, how crazy it was that he, as Lord, as creator of the universe, fully man, fully God, was humbling himself to do a servant thing to wash people's feet. But it was an example of what love is. What's your name? Josie, that's right. I almost used one of your sister's name. I would have felt really bad. And then it's Sophia. Boom. So you're going to stand there? Yeah, I know people. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to just pull her down. Just have an arm out, and I want you to try to not fall down. Now, don't pull her so hard that she's on the ground. I don't want an injury. I'm not legally liable if you pull too hard. Okay, well, you're a little stronger than that. All right, all right. Now try to pull her down. You can pull a little hard. Boom. If she kept this would happen all day. You're not standing up there forever, right? Yeah. Right? Because that is the idea of what our fake love looks like. We are looking for someone to admire us so much, to give us exactly what we need. But when you are placing yourself in that selfish of a desire, you're so easily to come down. So easily to come down. And that's our definition of love, is what can I get out of this to make it worth it? And maybe you've been on the receiving end of being taken advantage of, or maybe you've been on the opposite, forcing people to feed something. I think that wants to get challenged tonight, and I think you can learn what real love looks like, because that's what society's love looks like. How much can I get from you? But if you're putting yourself up and needing that much attention, you're really easy to come down. Because you're putting yourself above. But I want you to say this. All right, Josie, will you sit right there, just on the ground? Now I want you to try to pull her down. Kind of worked, but you had to really lower yourself to get down there in order to do it. Try not to lower yourself. But your only action is you can pull, you can't push. Well, you already lowered yourself. It doesn't work. Oh, thank you. Here's the thing. It doesn't work. You can stay sitting real quick. It doesn't work. Josie can't be pushed down. She can't be brought down from this height. Why? Because she's already down there. She's already sitting. And what's funny is when I asked Sophia to pull, what'd you have to do? She had to get down too. Because that's what Jesus was exemplifying in this moment. That's what he was doing. As the Lord and teacher, he said that specifically. As Lord and teacher, I will wash your feet. I will wash your feet. Because love, real love, is service. It's not putting someone above you. It's not holding something ahead, not needing something from anyone. It's saying, hey, I know who I was created to be. I know who God made me to be. And so I can sit here. No matter what you say, I don't need anything from you. I don't. I get everything I need from my Heavenly Father, who loves me so much and created me with a purpose, so I can love you. What do you need? What do you need? You know what that posture forces people to do? Come down. Meet you. To see you. Real love is, there's service to it. I heard Andrew did an amazing message on serving. So this really applies into it. But real love is this. My final point. Real love is humble action. You guys can take a seat. Anyone get up from, yay. You can take this chair too, if you want this out of here. Oh, you don't have to take it. Oh, everyone give it up for Josie. What a cert. Real love is humble action. Everyone say, real love. Humble action. Real love is humble action. When you know who you are, because he said it earlier too, in the first parts of that, when it's like the dinner's getting ready, God said, I'm ready to go back to my Father. I know why he sent me. I'm here to do his will, and I'm going back to him. Like Jesus, that was said in the Bible. When real love is humble action, it doesn't matter what you get from someone. It doesn't matter what they say about you. There's such a thing when you pursue confidence, when you pursue contentment in who God created you to be, that you genuinely don't need anything and you can serve someone. You can love someone. That person that maybe is really hard for you to forgive, that family member, whatever it is, you can love them. I'm not saying you have to fix everything overnight, but you can love them. That person who's the outcast, who maybe might not seem like someone you want to get around, you can love them. Why? Because you don't need to prove anything to anybody else by who you sit with or who you're next to. Real love is humble action, knowing I am who I am. God created me to be. I am his daughter. I am his son. He loves me. I am created and I can love like him. I can serve. I can wash someone's feet. I can be there for him because I have confidence and contentment in who he created me to be. I don't need something from anybody, so I can love like Jesus. Jesus knew why he came to this earth, and he did it. When we know who we are created to be, we can live on this earth and change the world around us. You don't need anything from anybody. It doesn't matter how much clout you can gain, how much this you can gain, how much posture, how much, when it comes to sports or strength, I don't put the thing in there that makes you feel insecure and that you're trying to prove or that you need validation from anybody. It's gone. Now, it's not gone overnight, but when you know who Jesus created you to be, you don't need that stuff. So you can just love. You can be there. You can see someone. And it's not about you. And in that moment, you can see exactly what that person needs. Because in that time and place, when you walked around, you wore sandals. So your feet got dirty. That's why there's servants that washed feet. And in our society, you might get dirty. There's a lot of dirt out there. When you've been washed by Jesus, you just get dirty. It's a dirty world. I'm not saying everyone's bad, but it's just hard to stay clean. But the one who created you, who loves you, who knows you by name, wants to sit and wash your feet, and you go out and find someone to wash their feet and really say, well, I know I just washed your feet, but I know the one who can wash you completely. I know I'm just here to love you and serve you, but I know the one who can change your life. And when you have that posture, imagine going around and not needing anything from anybody. Imagine walking around like, oh, wow, that's really nice. That changes things. That's a different type of life that flips things upside down, that changes the world around you. People begin to ask, whoa, why are you so okay? Why are you so content? Are you not insecure? Do you not care about what people think? Do you not care about what this person thinks? Aren't you trying to do this? Do you not care about that? Do you not care about that? And instead of doing this thing that our society does about caring about all of this specific things that really just turn us into more anxiousness, which we have an anxiety epidemic in our society already, you can be like, I know who I'm created to be, and I love you, and you can have this peace that he brought me. Why this is kind of important to me is because my idea of love was full of insecurity. So full of insecurity. I needed everyone around me to validate me as being funny, or that I even would hang out with friends and I'd be like, hoping that they'd be like, man, I'm really happy you hung out with us, even though they invited me to hang out with. Like, when you do love like society, it just tears you apart. Makes you never think you're good enough unless someone's giving you what you think you need. But in reality, there's only one person who can make you whole and just wants to wash your feet. When I began to see that and begin to live in this, what a word I like to use a lot, content, I was like, oh, man, I can love people because I've actually received it now. And I can love like Jesus because he had a mission and he was content in who he was created to be. He knew he was God. He knew he was going to the Father. He knew what he was doing. He did it. He did every step of the way. That's why when Satan tempted him after he was baptized, he was able to say, I know what I came to do. And when we find that contentment in who we were created to be, we can love everybody and change the world around you. So you don't need the validation. You don't need the specific things that you feel like you need to prove to everybody. You just need Jesus. And guess what? He'll wash your feet every time. And then you can go out and wash some people's feet. And their whole body might still be dirty. But you'd be like, hey, I know the one who can clean you up. So where do you need to start today? Where do you need to start today? Do you need cleaned up? Have you encountered what this real love is like? Are you tired of the fake love? Are you tired of trying to get things from people and getting taken advantage of? Or you're so insecure needing things from people that people end up just using you? And that's been your definition of love. Because Jesus is here and he can fulfill that and fill that void in your heart. If that's what you need, you can start following Jesus tonight. You can learn what real love is like. Or do you need your feet washed? You've come to Jesus. You've been baptized. You've done the thing, which baptism is just the whole expression of getting dipped. Everything washes off and you move forward. But you just need your feet washed because you live in a dirty world. And you're like, oh man, those things that I used to be insecure about are starting to hold me again. Those things that people are saying are trying to hold me again, and it's affecting my ability to love like Jesus. Because love that comes from the contentment and confidence in who you are is a different kind of love than the love that needs something from someone. So you just need your feet washed again and to be reminded of the real love that you experienced, that Jesus has for you. I encourage you all, everyone stand up and be quiet as you stand up because we're about to go into worship. But my encouragement today is this. Do you need to experience that real love? Or do you just need your feet washed again so that you can go out into the world and love like him? That you can be low and serve people and love people and never be taken down because you're never putting yourself above someone, never needing something from anyone. You can just sit here and be like, hey, I love you. I see you. What can I do for you? Because I have everything I need. I'm content. You can have that tonight. And so as we go into this worship song, everyone close your eyes real quick for me. I want to provide you the opportunity to move forward. I say this to our middle schoolers all the time because I think it's really valuable. I encourage you to move from your seat to the front. Not because up here, this is where all the healings happen, or this is the most holy area right here, but it's saying, I'm not going to do what I used to do. I'm not going to do the same old. I'm not going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to move into something new. And for some of you, if that's a relationship with Jesus, and you need to encounter that real love, because you're tired of needing so much from so many people, and it just leaves you empty, and maybe you just need Jesus to really wash you, hug you, and love you tonight because you're had some really big, deep scars from being taken advantage of because you didn't know who he created you to be. I don't know your circumstance or your scenario, but sometimes it's really easy to think that way when everyone around you is making you feel that way, that you need to be something. But God created you to be something. Jesus knows who you are to be and who you are meant to be. What we care about at this church is introducing you to him so that you can discover who he created you to be. If you're in that boat tonight, I would encourage you to walk forward. Be like, Jesus, I need that real love. And for some of you that know Jesus, I encourage you to walk forward as well. And let him wash your feet. Like, man, these things are holding on to me again, and I don't want them. I got past that, and that's okay. You made progress. But just get your feet washed again so that you can go out there and love the people who he's asking you to love and change the world around you with the real love, which is humble action. And so I encourage you tonight to humbly act and move towards the God of the universe. Say, Lord, I just need you to wash me clean or to wash my feet. You can move forward if you want to move forward. If you want to find a spot, I would encourage you to move from your seat, move forward tonight as we sing this song. Hey Movement, I hope today's message impacted you and you go out into your schools, into your life, into the world around you with humble action, with just real love, and change that world around you because you can. And so if you love what we do, make sure you connect with us on all of our social media. Stay up to date with us at Movement in the Cape. We love you and we'll see you next time we see you.